Welcome one and all to Deadly Radio, the only radio station bringing you the most bizarre, strange, exciting things going on in the middle of nowhere. This is the only broadcasting station from far and wide that brings you sport, weather reports, and incoming news unlike any other you've heard before. And with that, let's dive into some local sports. The local softball league has been having a rather strong winning streak this season. After having lost the first game, they made a rather strong comeback and have scored back 12 games in a row. Our minor league team may have what it takes to move up into the big league someday. And with that, we move on to weather. The weather outside is the scorching 108 degrees, folks. So be sure to stay indoors and stay cool. The weather has been scorching hot as of recent days. The Weather Service advises everyone to either stay indoors and keep the fans on or to make your way down to the pools. This concludes the weather. Up next on our scheduled list is local news. The town mayor has declared a state of emergency with the incoming heat wave. She says that even though the sun has not been in several weeks, people must stay indoors. The risk of a heat stroke is at an all-time high, declares the local town doctor. Everyone in our small, quaint town must heed these warnings if they wish to remain alive and at peace. Another news story was of a local boy, Tommy, who saved a stray dog from being hit by a truck. Good old Tommy, always looking out for stray dogs in the middle of nowhere. The mayor now says that the sun will never return and that the temperature will likely only increase. Well, this still won't stop our quaint little town in the middle of nowhere from living a peaceful existence. With that out of the way, let's go to a word from our sponsor. Do you often feel like you can never make any decisions in your life? Like everything around seems to have stopped. Do you feel like you could reach out to something that is there but won't move? Do you feel like everyone has left you to talk to a brick wall? Limbo. Do you feel like your hand is stuck inside a jar and you can't remove the item? Are you stuck? Limbo. Do you feel that you are stuck between two people arguing on a train as you hope to not come home to a stalemate debate with your wife? Limbo. Do you feel like people try to pull you one way or the other but can never sway you to their side? Limbo. Do you feel like you're a gigantic rope being tugged on one way or the other, but no one can pull you across the line and you're causing the opposing team to fail helplessly into a pile of mud and white animal waste? Limbo. Heaven or hell. Do you feel like there's nowhere else to turn and you are left to exist in a sea of nothingness? Do you feel the existential being has been put into a hole you cannot escape from and will remain there and able to not escape from? Do you feel like there cannot make a decision that it will mean the life of someone else? Limbo! This has been a special message from McDickies. Please come and give us your money already. We love our sponsors so much. Thank you for that lovely message, McDickies. And I will be giving my money to you this evening. The financial reports for the town of Nowhere are in, and they are a bit shocking. In terms of money, our town has seen a massive amount of growth. We have money. This is wonderful news. However, the graph for souls in our town has been dropping significantly. More and more people are beginning to leave. People leaving us at an all-time high for our small town. This just in, the mayor has just told us there is nothing to be worried about. She has also left a second message saying that our new guests have been the cause of people leaving, and there is nothing to be concerned with. A third message followed saying, and something has been going horribly airy, and that an immediate trouble is on a horizon for a quaint town. Since our mayor has been making less sense than usual, let us read out some of the stories our listeners have sent in to us. Our first story is from Jane Wittenborough, and she has a rather strange story for us today. My car broke down in the middle of nowhere today, and a strange man approached me. He said he could fix my car, but only after he had a bite to eat. I obliged, and he bit me out of the blue. After having bitten my neck and swallowing a chunk of my shoulder, he fixed the car and left. I have no idea what is going on in Nowhere nowadays. The letter was stained in blood from her encounter. How wonderful. Our second story is from one of our oldest members of the community, Hubert Flax, who has a rather interesting story for us. My dog went missing the other night when my granddaughter went out for the dog or an evening walk. My daughter returned late the night, covered in blood, some from her own slash mark across her torso. She told me that the dog was eaten by some very large beast. I will never understand the culture of nowhere. Thank you very much, Hubert, for your thrilling tale. And finally, our last story is from, excuse me for just one moment. This letter is written by me, but I have no recollection of writing this letter. My assistant told me that it was an official letter sent to me, so I will keep with Deadly Radio's tradition and read out the story as well. Deadly, you're dead. You may be insane coming from yourself, but you are neither in heaven nor hell. Time has no definition where you are, and the only measure you have of an existence is the stories you receive. The only way you'll avoid a fate worse than this is if you continue to read these stories in the middle of nowhere. This may be hard to explain, as I am not sure you will even receive this letter, but it is utmost important you continue to read these letters, and that you tell of the horrors outside of your studio. You must continue these tales, and tell them beyond limbo for all to hear. Without someone to take your place, you face hell if you do not read these stories as the teller of traversities. This role is what you must do to avoid hell, and each story will get worse and worse, as well as the conditions of nowhere each day you exist. But if you continue to read until someone takes your place, you will find freedom. The road is long and painful, but if you succeed, you shall be free of this existence, as well as me and everyone else in nowhere. No matter what, continue presenting these news. This is a lot to take in, everyone. I never expected to see something like this, or to find an explanation to these weird and strange occurrences to come at my own hands. But my fate of the everyone that has been outlined here, and they promise to hold on to do it. No matters what stories we face, or what we occur in our part of the town of nowhere. I promise you this, I will continue to read these stories for everyone. My fate is intertwined with yours, and I promise this will continue for everyone's sake. There's a large banging noise coming from beyond my door now. Alex, move the bookshelf in front of the door. Don't move it until the thing is gone. I now know what I must do for a quaint little town. I will continue giving the news and continue telling these stories for as long as I must. So, from both Alex and I, down at Deadly Radio, we ask our listeners for one small favor. Just keep listening.